Basically, there's two main reasons. The first is that we have been undercharging our rates for the last 5 years or so, and we had a gradual plan to bring that into line with our requirements so that we weren't eating into our reserves, which remain healthy. And secondly, we have been hit, as I'm sure you've heard from several of the other commissions around the island, we have been hit with some substantial charges, which are a significant proportion of this rate increase, which are out of our control, really. A number of items mandated by central government that we have been unable to do anything about, apart from pay them in the forthcoming year. And whilst we had budgeted amounts for some of them, a pay rise would be foolish to budget for not having one. The scale of the pay rise that's been agreed by the PFC has been significantly more than we were expecting. And there's been some major impact from the national insurance contributions change, pensions increase, and indeed the waste charges, which have gone up by quite a significant amount in excess of inflation. So we're kind of left in a double whammy situation, whereby we're hit with a lot of unexpected charges, and we also need to continue on our recovery path. And plus, we don't want to stop investing in Ramsey. It's absolutely vital that we keep up the momentum of the work we're doing. And whilst we've been very, very scathing on a lot of the projects we've been looking at this year, we've been taking a real close look at every penny we're spending on the rates. We still don't want to stop doing that good work in the town.
Just to sort of recap on a couple of points then. So we're going up 9.6% to 399 pence in the pound. Mm-hmm. Is there any indication how much of that is sort of forced upon you by, you mentioned some of the changes from central government and a bit about national insurance. Is there a kind of a breakdown there?
Yeah, I can absolutely say that it's 18 pence is to do with the charges we've been imposed upon by national government.
And then I suppose, as again, as you mentioned there, that rise is also to incorporate hopefully more investment in the town.
That's right. Yes, we don't want to stop improving the town. There are some things like vehicles and plant that do need to be replaced on an ongoing basis, and we can't just leave those.
And are there any other plans for the forthcoming year about what the commissioners might be investing in?
Yeah, we've got quite an exciting project in place for the TT. We're hoping to do a little sort of mini sprint festival at TT. We're increasing our budget slightly on the fireworks, which have been an absolute glorious success over the recent years, just sort of maintaining that high standard. We're looking at improving amenities around the town, sort of water stations to go alongside the sort of eco feel for refilling around the Moor Park area.
Yeah, we're looking at perhaps improving the beach bathing facilities around the North Prom as well, to celebrate the fact we have the cleanest water on the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
You and I had a chat a little while ago, Stu, and I think it was soon after TT with the kind of new Bushy's TT Village, and obviously the Hooded Ram, involvement as well down on the Douglas front, and we spoke a bit about what can be done to perhaps keep Ramsey as a focal point as well, because ultimately, especially at TT, with lots of visitors, big influx of people coming in, there must be a pressure to try and keep Ramsey exciting for people.
Yeah, and I think we're very lucky in Ramsey to have had the sprint, which has been a marquee event for years, and I think that's made us rest on our laurels. So we're hoping to tie into that and stop it just being come for the sprint during the day and then go back home, but stay in Ramsey for the evening. So that's why we've sort of centred it around that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, have it in the centre of Ramsey, some bands, some other amenities, stalls, hoping to get some street entertainment over, just something a bit different, just to keep the town centre alive, and just say if you're a biker or a local in the north of the island, you don't have to keep on coming into Douglas to have your entertainment in the evening. You can stay in Ramsey and have a great time too.
And not just in summertime, but there's some community events in Ramsey in the winter as well. One that caught my eye was there was a Beach Buddies event at Murrock Park not that long ago, which appeared to get pretty amazing turnout, really.
Yes, it was absolutely tremendous. There was around about 300 people estimated down there helping out.
Was it like one of the most well-attended Beach Buddies events they've ever had?
Yes, it was, yes. Yeah. And it was great to see such a community involvement in what was a fairly unpleasant day as well. A lot of people getting covered in mud and dirt.
Must be a bit of pride in that for you.
Oh, very much, yes. It was great to see so many people pulling together for the benefit of a big asset, the key asset to the town, I think.
I think that's something I'd love to see keep going in Ramsey as well. That community spirit, come together, everyone in the community working together to make Ramsey like a great place to live.
Ramsey is a community. There's no question about
absolutely.
it. And that's one of its key strengths, I think.
Another thing that we've heard lots from you about, Mr. Cowie, in recent months is developments with the Courthouse. Is there anything new to update us upon there?
Not specifically. We're going down a path. We have an interested party who's got some very, very interesting and solid proposals with a big community involvement, which we're still going forward with. We have some meetings arranged quite soon. And as soon as we have anything concrete, we'll be pleased to share that with everyone.
Yeah, and
but it's good news. We're using the Courthouse at the moment as well, so it's not like it's sat there empty. There's some great events happening, especially the Christmas period. There's some really
I think it's important to say as well, this is still the same process that we started in May last year. Nothing's changed on that. We went out with expressions of interest. We're still dealing with the same people that came forward then, and it's just taken. It's longer. I think fair to say it's taken longer than we wanted it to, but it's in the centre of town, it's the heart of Ramsey. Making the right choice is far more important than making the quick choice.
And again, this is something we've spoken to you about, I believe, but the proposals you will have seen doubtless about the quite grand vision for a Ramsey Marina, which would require significant investment. In the more medium term, what kind of effects could that have, do you think?
Well, medium term, and I think it's a great opportunity for Ramsey if it's done properly and effectively, and there's a good team behind it as well. There's a fairly plausible group of people. It could have a significant impact. Additional retail, residential, and the marina will bring a lot of visitors to the town and could change the makeup of Ramsey itself. There are some downsides we need to consider. The impact of losing the beach needs to be carefully thought about, and planning will be a big concern for some of the residents around there, although there aren't perhaps as many residents on that part of the front as you might think.
I think it's fair to say it's very early stages. It's very big ideas stuff.
I was just going to say the same. I didn't want to imply it was a concrete plan by any means,
no,
but
for me,
as an idea.
I'm very interested to see how it develops. I think it's too early to sort of say yes or no on it at the moment. It's just let's see what they can offer.
So if we're sort of sitting here again in a number of years' time, perhaps looking a bit further into the future, if these plans did come to any sort of fruition with more investment in Ramsey sort of town centre, perhaps a new look pier, we could be looking at a very different town.
I think the heart of Ramsey will stay the same. It's a community. It's the capital of the north, the home of independent retail, and I don't see anything that would really change on that, although visually, yes, there would be some significant differences potentially.
I think really just a continuation of what's been happening in the past few years. You make a great point, independent retail. I think we're so lucky in Ramsey to have so many independent shops, and it's a real strength of the town. And I think there's just a real feel-good feeling around Ramsey at the moment. I think it is up and coming, and that's probably just going to continue in an organic growth, I hope.